Wow, it's early on a Sunday after a crazy Saturday. And look at the mess I opened the door up to. Wow. I hate cars. Holy shit, the guy had this quarter an inch back and an inch and a quarter down. That's why the clearance on the tire was non-existent. That's how much it was out. So now we got some Sawzall blades giving us a real body line. And it's time to fit the inner wheel well and extension and weld up the quarter and 100 more. Look your fat stomach hanging out. There it is. Oh, and here's my nightmare. You have a big fat stomach. I have a big fat nightmare here. And this guy, he's having fun. Oh man. And there you go to have fun. You look like poo. What? I said I look like you lost. I said you look like you lost your shoe. And you don't know what to do. Well, due to somebody interrupting me, I made a screw up and like a freaking idiot, I cut too far over instead of sneaking up on it, so now I gotta pay to fix that, so, but I can do it. So try to work when nobody's bugging you. Just wanted to say with simple tools you can do some pretty amazing stuff, especially when you have nothing else to use. I take up this wheel well for the car there. Nothing. For the first time ever, somebody else in this area is actually making noise. But anyways, just with some basic tools, and I did use a shrinker stretcher, but you can make up a wheel well and have a perfect tight gap, butt weld it if you like, and you don't have to worry about buying these crazy parts sometimes, especially when they don't make them. Now remember, with simple hand tools you can amaze your friends also. And another big tip is you don't have to have the piece exactly perfectly fitting before you put it in there. Like, why not clamp it down there and maybe use the old one as a hammer form or as a guide, or you know, even once it's welded in and solid there, you can still modify it and bend it and shape it a bit.
Die, you son of a bitch!
If you do get stuck making a wheel well like I do on a weekly basis, it's pretty simple. Even an 18-year-old girl could do it. More on that later. Now, by using the shrinker and stretcher with an old ratchet handle, we have two curves going on. One that way and one that way. So now we just have to hammer it out a bit and it'll fit. Or as you can see, it's flat here. So if you get really lucky, you don't even have to hammer it out. And it fits in there like that. That took 3 minutes and it's not black magic. And there it is. But of course, in these wheel well inners are more than a 90-degree fold. Now we just have to pinch it in a bit and attach the quarter to it and forget about it forever. Wow, out of nowhere we got a colossal rainstorm, and it's raining this far back in the garage. Look at it. Holy shit. So now the car is soaking wet. Now this is kind of an unnecessary step, but seeing that other guy hacked it up so bad, I have to go over every square inch of where he hacked it up so bad and straighten it out and whatnot. So a beautiful tool is a piece of railroad track. So if you have a train near you, I suggest grabbing a hacksaw blade and going and getting yourself one. And while you're there, you can get a tree too if there's one growing near. It's good to use as a brace. Anyways, time to weld this thing on. The best way to handle one of these big annoying jobs is step by step. And it all depends on, every job is different and depends what tools you have and what your budget is and what your time budget is and how good you are, and everyone's different. This one has a lot of unnecessary shit in it because some other guy screwed it up and left it outside in the rain and warped it and beat on it with a hammer and didn't know what he was doing. So Now it's time to prime it and hang it. I went ahead and sandblasted all these rusty areas at a 45-degree angle lightly and quickly to get rid of the stuff. And now it's time to wipe it down with some final wipe solvent, spray a little bit of weld through zinc coating on them trouble areas, and then use this primer on all this black shit that's all scuffed up now. That's an unnecessary step, and normally I wouldn't have to do that, but I got this fancy can from the Eco Station, so I'm going to use it up. And that's a place where people go and give away paint and you can get it for free. So, time to get painting. You ever headed somewhere and realized you forgot something at home, like maybe the fridge door open or maybe your wallet? Well, it sucks to be that guy, eh? Wow. I'm using the old Snap-on whore and a bunch of old magnets to make a template of this side before I seal it up, because I lost my template for the other side, so now's the time to do it. So helps if you just use shit laying around like an old poster and magnets, and stuff gets done pretty good. Alright, so I screwed up, which happens once in a while, and I had the paper here template backwards, so I want to draw the lines from the inside. So this way, when I take it over that way too, I have the clean side to work with, not this old slut here. So I wonder where she is now. There was a ginormous dent here hidden by some old geezer with about a ½ inch of Bondo. So when I found it, I finally managed to get it out by hammering off dolly and working your way from the reverse of the dent inwards. I hate this shit, so if you really want to know, there's like 1,000 videos out there, probably better. So now it's almost gone actually. So now I can weld this quarter on right away. Here we are with the shitty job of the day on a beautiful Sunday morning. It's time to fix this hack up, weld this giant quarter in. Not a hard job, kind of challenging because you got to take your time and be patient. It's all butt welded. So let the festivities begin. There's kind of a goofy oil can or a ripple or whatever you want to call it here because of the guy and how he screwed it up. So I tacked it there, and this way I can work from the middle out and get rid of it now. So it's gone now. Then I can finish along the sides and weld it up, and you'll never know this guy touched the car. When you're laying out these crazy long butt welds, it's good to use a piece of metal like a ruler or a piece of sheet metal, and then you can use it to align the pieces as you're welding, and as you move along you'll get a perfect lineup. That's if you're too poor to afford them clamps, but sometimes you don't need stuff like that. Here's an old tip from other videos, but it's priceless, and that is if you have a pain in the ass patch like this one, you don't have to make it perfectly fit before you put it in. So if you start it kind of like that, I got her butt welded up here ready to go, so I'm just working my way down, pounding it into place as we go. A lot easier than trying to make it fit perfectly before you get her welded in. Well, here we are grinding away some of this shit from the butt weld up there, and I don't know if you've ever seen these funky plastic stripping discs from 3M. They're kind of old now, but I was kind of scared of them for a while, and they work good and they last forever, and you don't get little wire brushes and stuff like that everywhere. Well, we got a fresh can of gold Bondo here ready for the car, and I would not recommend using the gray stuff. It's just not worth it. So sometimes when I need a bit of strength but a bit of sandability, I like to mix the two together, and it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Depending on the scenario, it depends on the ratio, I guess. So this way it's a good way to get some strength and not kill yourself sanding. Wow, seems like everybody's got somewhere to go but me. That's a lot of exhaust up in the sky there. 6 planes flying around right now. Wow. Well, I got no lights over here because the ballast broke and it's still tight times all over. But there's the quarter officially one coat of primered and a quick blocking out. So I'm gonna wait till I get the other one done, which is welding day tomorrow. Then I'm gonna prime the whole car again instead of doing this one twice. So the magic takes place with these silly boards. Otherwise, forget about it. And I'm sure you guys maybe can look back and remember and see how shitty and wavy this side was. So now we're down to a little nick right there. And one right here, I think. And that's about it. So a little blurry and foggy in here. On to side B now. Thanks for hanging in there and checking it out. One of the next projects is this handy unit. It's some cheesy ass microwave cart or something from the 80s that's made out of cardboard, but I'm gonna make a new one out of bed frames and use this fancy diamond top plate thing here. And it's actually got a shelf there. I just stuck that on top. So that's gonna be a project coming soon. I got some bitchin' casters gave to me, really nice ones. So I might as well use them for that. Now I can never say this enough, but the right tools make the job so much more fun and easy. And I've been having nothing around here for about 4 or 5 years, working with absolute garbage and no budget to make all this junk. And after a horrible month and day and week, and I decided to go buy this thing. It was 75% off, and it's like a dream. It makes all the work fun. So I've already done 2 hours of work around here just with this today. So splurge, buy the right tools, and you'll actually enjoy it. So I'm ready to join these two pieces of metal. This way you could make a piece of sheet metal a mile long if you wanted to. Well, so begins a new day and a new battle. That ugly 66 Ford is gone, so I got a bit of space back. Times are so tight all over, I gotta use this old piece of 64 Impala fender here for the inner wheel well donor pieces. And with 2 quick rolls through the bead roller and about 5 quick squeezes in the shrinker on this edge, because it goes quick, we have a perfect fit. Down here it gets trimmed and hucked away. Well, it's been a long, boring, cheesy day, and even despite that fact, I still got this thing done, I guess. So, using only the basic hand tools and an old chunk of fender, all you need is this pile of garbage. Basic stuff, some vice grips, some cutters, grinder. Of course, you're definitely going to need a template of the contour you want to make, so make sure you get that done. Oh, and here's the bill from my old shop that I used to have, why I'm not there anymore. That was every 30 days, and that's just for the rent, not the insurance and the license and all the other shit. So that's why I can do the same thing here for free. Here's the official start of this beautiful roll pan. Of course, it's smaller than the back is here, so I gotta weld 2 pieces together again, but that's okay. So let the fun begin.